Hello, I'm Dr. Russell Don, President of Concordia University Chicago. Thank you for tuning in to today's Cougar Athletics broadcast. We take great pride in the strength of both our athletic and academic programs, which are rooted in our steadfast commitment to Jesus Christ. Dedicated to the liberal arts as a foundation of a high-quality college degree, we believe education should form individuals for service to their neighbors. This makes Concordia Chicago an exciting and fulfilling place to study, work, learn, and grow. Learn more today by visiting cuchicago.edu. Thank you, and go Cougars!
Hello, Cougar Nation, and welcome back to the Coaches Weekly for this season of Cougar Baseball. I'm Jonathan Shear with the Cougar Sports Network, back with head coach of that team, Colin Connor.
Good to see you, dude.
And Coach Connor, it's been 2 weeks since we last caught up on the Coaches Weekly. In that time, 6 games for your squad, and they've gone 3-3 in those 6 games. The key, most important thing to note from those key games is conference opener happened this past Saturday against MSOE, and your team did drop both of those. A doubleheader, losing the first game 4-3, 9th inning heartbreaker, and then game 2 9-4. So a tough opener of the conference, but you had some very strong performances in your last few non-conference games as well. Your most recent game was yesterday, last night, a 16-10 win over North Park, and more so look at those last 2 games, that doubleheader against MSOE and North Park, how those two have played into each other. So MSOE, your first conference open game of the season, it's what you've been building toward, and it didn't go the way that you would have wanted it to. Your team had some rough parts, some struggles on the mound, some struggles offensively, some struggles hitting, but there were still some high points. But mainly as you come out of that, your first doubleheader, what were your biggest takeaways for the team seeing that first bit of action in conference season?
Yeah, I mean, we kind of had a nice talk yesterday and after the doubleheader at MSOE. We were kind of in a mode when we thought we were just going to be able to show up and have success. And as scary as the Concordia name used to be, we're in a spot now where we're trying to build our resume back. You've heard me say over and over and over how much we enjoy this group. I think we just needed to put some things kind of back in perspective for us. We're not a 4, 5, 6 win team. We were 8-8, after MSOE. So we're in a spot now where we have to take that next step forward by just getting a little bit more focused, taking ourselves a little bit more serious, and just understanding that it doesn't matter what you look at on the stats or who's across from you or whatever the case may be. We have to focus on playing our game, and we have to focus on making adjustments. Coach Smith had a good quote that was just, the team that adjusts the fastest has a chance to win. And at times you fall into the trap that if you can play big on big, you're going to be able to beat people. The other part is when you don't have your best game or your best foot forward, you have to find a way to be able to win those games. Yeah. Because at the end of the day, it doesn't matter what it looks like. It matters, the result and the byproduct of what you're trying to do. So when you look at the MSOE game, we didn't show up the way that we should have. But it was nice to see us bounce back yesterday against North Park. Put up some runs, kind of let them back in due to a few things that we can control. But ended up just kind of changing the energy of the game and not getting the nervousness. We were up, and we're a good team. We don't need to freak out. We don't need to hold our breath. We just need to take care of the things that we can kind of take care of. So 3-3 over the last 2, but I think it's like 6-3 since the off day in Florida. So we've proven that we can play really good baseball. We just can't get so wrapped up and caught up in who's in the dugout across from us. It's about how we handle our business. It's about the maturity of the experiences. It's about competing every day because that's what we love to do and that's why we do it. And then the last part is just having that character and understanding that, I told the guys yesterday that when they came here, they came to play baseball for us. The other part is they signed up for something that's bigger than themselves, and when you can look to the right and to the left and you can be excited about the guys next to you, that's what being a good teammate and having character and competing at a high level is. So I think MSOE was a little bit of a reality check for us. That can kind of catapult us, going into Dominican tomorrow, going into St. Norbert's this weekend, going into Benedictine, coming here next Tuesday. We have all the fate in our hands. We just need to control it the way we're supposed to.
Yeah, and you mentioned that North Park game yesterday. We already mentioned you guys won big, but that's really your last non-conference tune-up game, and from here on out, you have one more non-con game at the end of the season pretty much. So from here on out, it's all conference, and as far as tune-up games go, you can't ask for a much better one than that. It's like you mentioned, a huge bounce back, the pitching staff outside of one inning, much better, the defense better, at the plate also much better. Your players hitting in clutch spots. I mean, one of your players who he's still been solid on the season, not where you kind of expected him to be after last year, Tyler Dorsch, had maybe his best game of the season at the plate yesterday. And there's a lot of other guys too who also put together great games. So do you think, and then you also tested out a lot of stuff now, really just a great tune-up game before the remainder of conference season. So how do you feel, does that really change how you feel about your team going into the conference season? Do you feel better after that result against North Park?
I think it's just a momentum thing. Once again, you have the conversation, you talk about the adjustments need to be made, and you put that, to fruition, which is good. The pitching staff has given us a chance since Florida. Defensively, we got to do a few things which we're going to work to fix, and we're going to be able to do that. Offensively, it just can't be up and down. It's got to be a consistent battle. I was a little bit of a wild man in BP yesterday. Like, I yelled probably 500 times that we have to hit the ball hard on the ground, and then what did that turn into? Good at-bats.
Yep.
Whereas, I think we had 20 hits in the day against MSOE, but it felt like it was 3 or 4 just because some of the at-bats that we had. So we just really focused in on having team at-bats. We don't talk about getting hits. Obviously, you need them to win. But if we can just put together team at-bats and move guys overs and score runs and bunt and sack flies and all that stuff, that created what you were kind of looking at yesterday. But as far as if you look at us as a team, like, our pitching has been really consistent for us. It's just putting together the defensive side a little bit more, and just offensively, just having guys not worry about stats. Like, we're not worried about stats. They're going to come if we have team at-bats, So there was a lot of good stuff to be taken away. I think the main thing is just that we had a sample size against MSOE. We analyzed, we reviewed, we had to make adjustments, and we did that yesterday. So I think that's what gets you excited as you go into these next, 6 conference games.
Yeah, and you also were able to try out some players on the mound who haven't seen the mound as much this season as others against North Park yesterday. Blake Hickey had a couple good innings on the mound, and Jack Linko, 3 shutout innings to close out the game, and he looked absolutely on his game pitching yesterday. So, I mean, you've talked a lot about how you see the depth of this bullpen as a strength for your team going on, how there's guys who you expect to play an impact who haven't really seen the mound much this season. Are those some of those guys you expect to take on bigger roles throughout the year?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Caden Bork, first outing was a little bit nervous, which you have that when you're a freshman and you step into college, but he's really settled in well. Obviously, Jack Linko's settled in really well. I think the cool thing about him is, like, no moment's really too big, and some people are afraid to say that, but he's just an even keel type of guy. Blake came in a tough spot after, Jackson was throwing as good as he had been, and just one of those, tough things with his shoulder, but he handled a pretty dangerous spot, pretty well. So we just talk a lot about, like you said, having the depth, adding a few more guys, because, once again, if we're not overusing 8 to 10 guys, we can be able to do a little bit more, especially when weather backs games up and, you have all these games stacked in a row. So it's always great to get guys out there. It's also always great when those guys get to showcase what they can be able to do.
Yeah, definitely. And they're going to have a lot of chances to showcase what they can do once you get into this conference season, because like you mentioned, you got a lot of games stacked up against each other. It's a loaded slate, lots of doubleheaders. So you're back in action tomorrow. You're traveling to Dominican.
Yep.
Dominican tomorrow in Schaumburg, and then St. Norbert's on Saturday. Next Wednesday, Benedictine. So every couple of days you have another doubleheader, and those are some tough doubleheaders coming up in those series. So you have a lot of back-to-back doubleheaders. Now, something that your team did run into last conference season in 2024 was falling behind in the standings early, dropping a lot of games early, and then you have to really battle back as the season goes on. And that's a very tough hole to battle out of sometimes. So at the start of season this year, this is your first real heavy slate of conference games. Where do you think your team has to perform? What do you think they have to, live up to be able to set yourself in a good spot headed into the rest of the season?
Yeah, I think it just goes back to the consistency of, what we're trying to do. We're calculated in how we plan practice. We're calculated in how we structure the lineup and the bullpen. So I think just the confidence and the consistency, and then when we get to go compete, go have fun with it. It's about the work. It's about the detail. We can't let our foot off the gas if we win a couple games here or there. Mm-hmm. The work is the pursuit that allows you to have success, and obviously the work is supposed to be fun. The results are fun. The success is the fun part of it. So it's taking it serious without treating it like it's the end of the world, I think is kind of the best way to put it. So these guys are conditioned for it. We're going to coach the heck out of them because that's what we do. And just allow them to go play. Like, we're prepared, we're ready. As a team, we've been through some stuff that not a lot of the people on the other side have been through, So when you have that, there's just a dose of adversity that no matter what, until the game's over, we got a chance, and we know that. Yeah. So obviously you don't want to come from behind like we've had to, in terms of like where we lie in the conference, but we have to take it one pitch at a time, one at-bat at a time, one game at a time. We'll go from there, and I think we'll put ourselves in a really good spot.
Absolutely. And like we mentioned, the Cougars get going on that one game at a time tomorrow, traveling out to Schaumburg to take on Dominican University. They'll be back in action on Saturday, traveling to take on St. Norbert's up in Wisconsin. And then they'll be right back here in River Forest to take on Benedictine University this next Tuesday. All of those doubleheaders starting at noon. And you'll be able to follow all that action at CUCougars.com and on the Cougar Sports Network, and get caught up on everything you've missed from this Cougar season so far. Coach Connor, thanks for coming back on the show with us. And thank you for joining us. Make sure to follow that Cougars action through the next week. We'll be back on the Cougar Sports Network with another Coaches Weekly, as always.
18 Jackson Bond.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Cougar Sports Network here in River Forest for another Northern Athletics Collegiate Conference doubleheader matchup between the visiting Benedictine University Eagles and the Concordia University Chicago Cougars. I'm Kayla McLeod. I'll be on the call with you all day today as we get ready to get things underway here in River Forest. On the bump for the Cougars is number 24, Ryan Ranella. The freshman arm for the Cougars coming into today. Behind home plate for CUC, Brandon Mahler. Going across the infield from right to left is Kasich, Boswell, Sperando, and Crater. In the outfield going from left to right is Buckley, Hickman, and Dorsch. So a familiar lineup here for the Cougars in the field. Meanwhile, for the Eagles, leading off is number 7, George Batevis, the senior from Hanover Park, getting ready here in River Forest. These two teams, a lot of history, a lot of good rivalry between the two. The Eagles coming off of a successful split against Lakeland, a high-scoring series. Meanwhile, the Cougars coming off of a successful go-around themselves.
And now it's time to settle in, get ready, get excited because it's time to play ball.
As things get ready for the first pitch here. Cougars 3-3 in conference, Benedictine 2-3 in conference. So two very well-paired teams here. As Batevis steps into the box, and we are just about underway here in River Forest. Ranella delivers this one. First pitch swung on into left field. Buckley tracking it back at the fence, and that's bouncing off of the wall. Buckley able to get it in, but that's going to be a sliding double for Batevis. First pitch that he sees, and he's going to take his chance at it.
Game time temperature 40 degrees.
So the Eagles wasting no time whatsoever. A lead-off double for Batevis to get things going here in River Forest. And that's going to bring up number 20, Brennan Fisher. Fisher actually leading this Eagles squad so far this season. A .354, 19 appearances, 19 starts, a total of 28 hits. Ranella checking on Batevis, sends this pitch in and misses outside for ball 1. Fisher, 14 RBIs on the season, a .494 slugging percentage, in a really good spot with a runner on second already. As this one's fouled back, makes it a 1-1 count. Ranella delivers this one low and away for ball 2. As I mentioned, the Eagles in their last go-around split with the Muskies, taking a high-scoring 18-7 win in Game 1 and a 7-6 loss in Game 2. In that Game 2, Fisher 2 for 5 at the plate with no RBI. So Fisher looking to get hot here early as he sends this one foul once again. 2-2 count. A little bit chilly here in River Forest today. The sun's shining, but 41 degrees with some wind. As Ranella delivers this one. Swung on, hit to left field. Buckley tracking it once again. It's carrying Buckley with the diving catch, but It's actually going to bounce on the ground. Looks like Buckley caught it. He's calling for it, trying to appeal to the umpire. They're going to say yes. And they're going to get the tag out. They're going to say that Batevis did not tag up on the catch. They're going to call this a double play. And the umpires are going to have a quick conversation with this. From here, it did look like Buckley made the diving catch. And with that, Batevis did appear to go before that ball was caught as well. So a quick conversation here to determine whether or not Batevis left early. Fisher still standing on second as well. Both coaches standing by for the official call. The field umpire did call the out on the catch. So I do believe that the only conversation here is whether or not Batevis waited for the tag or not. And umpire is going to come over and have a quick conversation with head coach Colin Connor now. Umpires today, Michael Dermis behind the plate and Ben Gray in the field. Still waiting on the official word. Connor pleading his case. So they are going to call Fisher out on the catch, but they are going to leave Batevis at third. So that's going to put one away here, but also put one in scoring position. Batevis now 90 feet from the plate, but it will put the first out up on the board. Ranella sends this one in there. That's going to miss inside for ball one. Batting now is Kyle Campbell. Campbell batting .289 on the season. He looks at strike one. Ranella sends this one swung on foul, makes this a 1-2 count. This one misses outside. A 2-2 count here for Campbell. Campbell 2 for 5 at the plate in his last appearance against the Muskies with 2 RBIs as he fouls this one off once again, keeping his at-bat alive. Bit of an unconventional way to start the game here. Runner on third after a first pitch double from him. And that's going to miss low. Make this a full count here for Campbell. Ranella delivers. Swung on, popped, foul, but Crater able to make the catch in foul territory over at third, and that's going to hold Batevis where he is. And that's going to put 2 outs on the board for the Cougars, finally working their way out of this. As Castro Villari now at the plate. Ranella delivers this one in the dirt for ball one. This one misses low and away for ball 2. Ranella sends this one straight down the middle for strike 1. And again for strike 2. 2 consecutive strikes here for the freshman. Castro Valaria looking to stay alive here. 2-2 count, 2 outs. This one swung on, fouled off. Mahler not able to grab onto it. So staying alive here with the 2-2 count. The delivery. Upstairs for ball 3. Full count here for Castro Valaria. Ranella looking to get out of the inning. He delivers this one inside for ball 4. That pitch well inside. Castro Valaria happy to take that free base. Eagles now runners out in the corner bags.
Batting fifth, the designated hitter number 12, Mike Bedorek.
As Eagles taking a quick second here. Mike Budoric at the plate for Benny. 2 outs, runners on the corners. Budoric hitting at .271 on the season. Ranella looks to catch Castro Valaria over at first, but with more than enough time, he's back safely. As he checks on him once again. This one swung through for strike number 1. Oh, 1 count here, 2 outs. Ranella delivers this one, popped backwards for a foul ball, makes this an 0-2 count. This one in the dirt for ball 1. Mahler keeping it in front of him, holding Batevis over at third. One-two count. Ranella checks over at first. Delivers this one. Outside for ball 2. Twos across the board here as Ranella checks once again. But Castro Valaria safe at first. Ranella delivers this one. Popped up high. Getting underneath it is Sperando. Tracking it and successfully able to make the catch. A bit of a whirlwind in the air. That ball traveled high and then back and forth a little bit as Sperando was tracking it down, but successfully able to grab it, and that's going to get the Cougars out of the inning, leaving the Eagles scoreless in the top of the first, and head to Cougars half of the inning. But on the defensive side for the Eagles, pitching on the bump is number 18, Jackson Byrne, junior out of Schaumburg, Illinois.
Therefore, we ask everyone to please be alert at all times while play is going on.
Bond
And if you have any small
pitching
children
a
or
4.05 ERA this year, 4 appearances.
we want everyone to be safe while you enjoy today's game. Also,
As the Eagles get set into the field, going from right to left across the infield. Over at first is Fisher. At second, Juicy. Playing short is Magnelli. Over at third is Castro Valaria. In the outfield, going from left to right. In left field is Nonaman. Center field is Batevis. And over in right field is Campbell. Cougars getting ready to lead things off with a familiar face, Eli Hickman. Top of the order for the Cougars, leading things off consistently so far this season as he makes his way to the plate. Hickman heading 231 on the season. 18 total hits. Looking to get things going right away. This one misses for ball 1. Bond sends this one, catches for strike 1. As I mentioned, Bond, 4 appearances on the season, but this is his first game started. He's got 6.2 total innings pitched, 12 strikeouts, and 5 walks. As that one misses once again, makes this a 3-1 count here for Hickman. Bond delivers. Swung on. Hickman's able to drop that right up the right field line. He's rounding. He takes first with ease. Ends up holding up and slowing things down a little bit. Trying to make sure that he can stay safely on base. And that's going to bring up Tyler Dorsch to the plate. So 1 runner on for the Cougars. Tyler Dorsch at the plate. Dorsch coming off of a spectacular week for the Cougars. In general, Dorsch leading the CUC squad with a .349 batting average. He's got 30 hits on the season, 23 RBIs, but he takes that one in there for strike 1. Dorsch this past week in 5 games played, picking up a home run, a triple, a double, and a single across the board. As he takes a swing at that one, pops it high into the infield. Getting underneath it is Castro Valaria for out number 1, and that's going to bring up Michael Kasich to the plate. So 1 away here. Hickman still over at first.
Michael Kasich.
Bond checking on Hickman over at first. Hickman with the safe slide back. Hickman 13 for 14 on stolen bases so far this season. So not a bad check for Bond. He delivers that one in the dirt for ball 1. This one in the dirt and outside for ball 2. Hickman getting a good jump on that. Butler behind the dish, looking to make the throw back. So a 2-0 count here for CUC. Delivery high for ball 3. CUC's got himself in a favorable position here with a 3-0 count. This one catches for strike 1. Bond checking on Hickman once again over at first. Hickman sliding back safe. Three-one count here for CUC. 1 out. Hickman on first. Checking on Hickman again. This one swung on. Coming foul over the Cougar dugout, and that's going to fall right behind the Cougar dugout and fill this count for CUC. Bond initially down 3-0 in this count, working his way back into it. A 3-2 count here. Checks on Hickman once again. Hickman's going. This ball's in the dirt anyway for ball 4. But Hickman already on his way. And that's going to bring Jake Mahler to the plate. So runners now on first and second for Mahler.
Designated hitter number 5, Jake Mahler.
Mahler also having a great season for the Cougars so far. 346 batting average. He's got 28 hits, 17 RBIs, and a .519 slugging percentage as he fouls off the first pitch he sees. Bond checking on Hickman at second. Hickman dancing back and forth. Bond sends this pitch in there for strike 2 on Mahler. Oh, 0-2 count here, 1 out. Runners on first and second. This one delivered in the dirt. Mahler thought about swinging, but that ball took a bounce right before the plate. 1-2 count now. Bond checking on Hickman once again. Sends this pitch in there. Mahler swings through it for strike number 3. And that's going to hand things over to Brandon Mahler. Now operating with 2 outs here. Runners on first and second. Cougars looking to get things going here. Brandon Mahler batting .293 on the season, 17 hits. Bond picking up his first strikeout of the day as that ball misses low for ball 1. Bond's 13th strikeout of the season. As this one catches in there for strike one. Mahler not a fan of that inside pitch. Now sitting with the 1-1 count. Butler calling time from behind the plate. Now getting repositioned here. Bond delivers this one in there for strike two. 1-2 count here. 2 outs in the bottom of the first. Runners on first and second. Bond delivers this one in the dirt and outside for ball 2. 2s across the board. The delivery connected on from Mahler. That's sent deep into right center. Tracking underneath it is Campbell, and he's successfully able to grab it and get the out. Looked like it might have had a little bit more space there, but Campbell quickly able to get under it for out number 3, and that's going to do it for the first inning. Cougars pick up 1 hit in the inning, but leave 2 on base, and we're going to head to the top of the second, still scoreless. As Ranella makes his way back to the mound for the Cougars. We're going to take a quick break here on the Cougar Sports Network. Back here on the Cougar Sports Network, top of the second inning, still scoreless here in River Forest. Leading things off for the Eagles is Tommy Juicy, junior out of Hoffman Estates. Ranella still dishing on the bump for the Cougars. Juicy bounces this ball off of Crater, a hard hit ball. Sperando trying to recover from it and can't get there, so that's going to be safe at first for Juicy. And that's going to bring up left fielder Justin Noneman. That first pitch misses away for ball 1. This one upstairs for ball 2. So a quick 2-0 count here for Noneman. This one swung on for strike 1. Noneman tried to check his swing but didn't quite hold back enough. Going to get called for the swing anyway. Noneman batting .229 on the season, 8 total hits. This is his 9th game, started in 14 appearances. As this one catches in there for strike 2. Umpire calling time and coming out to exchange balls. Wasn't too happy with something on that ball that Ranella had, so giving him a fresh one. 2-2 count here for Noneman. Ranella sends this one inside and high for ball 3. Makes this a full count. Juicy over on first. As Ranella delivers this one in there for strike 3. Juicy goes, and they're going to get him on the stealing attempt and successfully turn 2 there. A great throw from Brandon Mahler. And Cougars quickly put 2 on the board.
Benny Nate, the catcher, number 5, Kevin Butler.
And that's going to bring Butler up to the plate, now operating with 2 outs. Juicy only 1 for 1 on stolen bases before that attempt. Now 1 for 2 as Mahler comes out to have a quick chat with Ranella. Calm things down a little bit. The 1-0 count here for Butler. Butler hitting .218 on the season, 12 hits and 10 RBIs. As he swings through that one, fouls it off, makes this a 1-1 count. This one low for ball 2. Two-one count here. Delivery inside for ball 3. Butler just sliding out of the way. That one missing his front leg by just a couple inches. 3-1 count here. This one swung on for strike 2. Once again, Butler trying to check his swing, but can't quite decommit from that and gets caught on the swinging strike. Makes this a full count. Ranella trying to get out of the inning. This ball fouled off along the first base line. Scooped up by the first base coach for the Eagles. Three-two count here. Ranella delivers this one. Misses inside for ball 4. And the Eagles put a runner on with 2 outs. That's going to bring up Frank Magnelli.
Batting ninth, the shortstop, number 21, Frank Magnelli.
Ranella close to being out of the inning on that last at-bat, but now here forced to pitch a new batter here. Magnelli looking to get something going for the Eagles with 2 outs. He lets that one go by for ball 1. Magnelli hitting .212 on the season. 7 hits and 1 RBI so far in his 9 appearances. Ranella checking on Butler over at first. This one misses upstairs for ball 2. This one hit on Crater, able to glove it, and with time gets the throw over and gets the Cougars out of the inning. Still holding the Eagles scoreless, leaving one on base. And we're going to head to the bottom of the second. Cougars looking to strike first here on the Cougar Sports Network. Back here on the Cougar Sports Network, bottom of the second, leading things off for the Cougars is Tyler Crater. Crater leaves that one for ball 1. Bond still dishing on the mound for the Eagles. Crater hitting .310 this season as this ball misses low and away for ball 2. Crater connects when this one sends this one up the left field line past a diving Castro Valaria. It's going to go all the way to the corner, so Crater successfully able to get to second. Loses his helmet in the process, but nonetheless a double for Crater. And that's going to hand things over to Cam Buckley. A big-time hit there from Crater to put a runner on early. A great diving effort from Castro Valaria, but just couldn't quite stop that ball as it snuck right up the left field line. Almost hit the third base in the process. That's how close it was to being foul, but Buckley's going to take that one for strike 1. Buckley hitting .379 on the season, 7 RBIs. Showing bunt here once again. Pulls back, takes this one outside for ball 1. Bond spent some time staring Crater down at second, making sure he's not going anywhere. This one delivered, connected on, sent deep into center field. Getting back underneath it is Batevis, and Crater holds for the tag, but is going to end up staying at second anyway. A rocket of a throw from Batevis is going to hold him there. Most likely for the better, because if Crater had attempted to go, that throw was well in time from Batevis in center field. So that's going to put one out on the board and bring Boswell up to the plate. Boswell this season hitting .324, 23 total hits, and 11 RBIs. as that one misses low for ball 1. Butler lost the ball for a second, but Crater still holding at second. This ball misses well inside. Boswell ducking and backing away. Wind blowing straight in here at the Thunderdome. Probably prevented that ball from lifting from Buckley, but it's going to make for an interesting day here in River Forest. Last time the Cougars were home, the wind was blowing straight out, so it made for a bit of a home run frenzy as Boswell takes that one for strike 1. Bond taking his time here. Checks Crater once again, sends this pitch in there for strike 2. Levels this count at 2 apiece. Two count here for Boswell. Swung on and missed for strike number 3. And that's going to put 2 away on the board for Richie Sperando now at the plate. Crater still stranded on second here, looking to get things going. Cougars trying to jumpstart something here with 2 outs on the board. Sperando batting .294 on the season in his 5 appearances so far, as he fouls this one off along the first base line. Sperando recently making his way into the starting lineup for the Cougars. 5 hits on the season with 2 RBIs. This ball delivered inside and low for ball 1. Butler keeping it in front of him to hold Crater at second. Swung on and missed there from Sperando. Puts this at a 1-2 count with 2 outs. The 1-2 for Bond. High for ball 2. 2s across the board, a familiar spot here today. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Runner on second. Bond delivers this one low and away for ball 3. Full count here for Sperando. Looking to stay aggressive at the plate. Hand things back over to the top of the lineup after Sperando. Hickman is on deck. The delivery here, low and away for ball 4, and getting away from Butler. That's going to move Crater to third. And like I mentioned, hand things over to the top of the order with Eli Hickman. So runners now on the corner bags, and that's going to bring coaching staff out for the Eagles and look to resettle things. Head coach of the Cougars, Colin Connor, coming over to have a quick chat with Hickman as well. Base coaches each talking with players on their respective bases. Head assistant coach Matt Smith coaching over at first, having a quick discussion with Richie Sperando, and assistant coach Connor Nelson having a quick chat with Tyler Crater over at third. as the Cougars look to get a little 2-out magic happening here. And the Eagles now breaking, and Hickman now stepping back up to the plate.
The batter is the center fielder, number 19, Eli Hickman.
Top of the order here for the Cougars, 2 outs. Bond sends this one in there for strike 1. Cougars 0 for 1 today with 2 outs, as Hickman swings through that one for strike number 2. Hickman with 1 hit on the day already, as this one misses outside. Sperando takes a little bit of a jog over to second. Butler thought about throwing down, but holds on to it, and it's going to free up the force. 1-2 count here for Hickman. Bond delivers this one. Swung on and missed from Hickman for strike number 3. Second consecutive inning, the Cougars are going to leave 2 on base and hand things back over to the CUC defense as we head to the top of the 3rd. Still scoreless here in River Forest. Don't go anywhere on the Cougar Sports Network.
End of 2, scoreless.
Back here on the Cougar Sports Network, top of the 3rd and the top of the order for the Eagles. Leading things off is George Batevis, who took a swing at the first pitch of the day for a double. Still scoreless here at the Thunderdome. Ranella dishing on the mound. He sends that one in there for strike 1. Ranella already 37 pitches on the day, as this one is connected but chopped foul along the third base line. Makes this an 0-2 count. (0-2) here for Batevis. Ranella steps off the mound. Ranella delivers this one. Catches the outside corner for strike 3. Ranella picks up his first strikeout of the day. His 18th of the season. And puts one out on the board. And that's going to bring Brennan Fisher to the plate for the Eagles. Fisher, victim of the diving catch from Buckley in left field in his first at-bat. Started the game with a little bit of controversy as there was a extended meeting of the umpires to assess what had happened, but just a very athletic play from Cam Buckley was the result of it. And Fisher takes strike one and checks his swing on that one for ball one to make this a 1-1 count. This one catches in there for strike two. A 1-2 count here for Fisher. This one misses for ball two. Cougar dugout liked the spot of that one, but nonetheless, an even count here. This one misses low again for ball three. As that one misses inside for ball four. So that's going to bring head coach of the Cougars, Colin Connor, out to have a quick discussion with Ranella and regroup. As another free base here for the Eagles. As I mentioned, a lot of history between these two teams. The Eagles winning the last three matchups. Cougars' last win over Benedictine came in 2023. CUC winning 18-5. So really looking to strike here, especially on home turf. Had some close games last year with the Eagles, who were nationally ranked at the time the Cougars were playing them. So a very well-established and built program, and Cougars really looking to bounce back here. Still scoreless in the top of the third. Ranella staying in for the Cougars. Just some quick words of encouragement from Coach Connor. And right fielder Kyle Campbell now at the plate. As that one misses low and in for ball one. This one catches the inside corner for strike one. Ranella checking over on Fisher at first. Delivers the pitch instead. Misses low for ball two. This one connected and sent into right field on the ground. It's going to hold Fisher at second, but it's going to move runners around. And with one out, Eagles now have runners on first and second. And that's going to bring Nick Castro-Valaria up.
Number 8, Nick Castro-Valari.
So one away here in the top of the third. Ranella delivers this one sent up the middle. Boswell at second, looking to turn two. Gets the out at second, but can't quite turn two. The throw from Sperando not quite in time. But a quick hit there is going to get one out and put 2 outs officially on the board. And
12, Mike
bring up Mike Bedoric. As he sends that ball with some aggression, a foul along the first base line, bouncing off of one of the CUC buildings, the Chapel building, nonetheless, making this a 0-1 count. Ornella checking on Castro Valaria over at first, making the dive back safely. This one catches in there for strike number 2. 0-2 count here in favor of Ranella. Ranella chasing his second strikeout of the game. Ranella chasing his third strikeout of the game. As this ball misses in the dirt, Mahler loses it for a second, but able to find it quickly and hold Fisher at third. So a 1-2 count here. This one misses low and away. A 2-2 count here. Ranella delivers this one upstairs for ball 3. Quickly, what was a favorable count for Ranella has now worked its way to a full count. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, runners on the corner bags. Ranella delivers this one in there for strike number 3. Ryan Ranella gets him looking and gets the Cougars out of the inning with no damage done. A great work out there from the freshman pitcher, as he was able to get himself out of a jam and hold the runners where they are. And we're still scoreless here in River Forest as we head to the bottom of the third. Don't go anywhere as the Cougars look to strike first here on the Cougar Sports Network. Back here on the Cougar Sports Network, bottom of the third, and Tyler Dorsch leading things off, looking to get things going and break open the score here, but he takes that one in there for strike 1. Cougars still scoreless. Both teams still scoreless here. After Ranella does a fantastic job of holding the Eagles off in the top half of the inning. Dorsch takes that one for ball one. Dorsch connects, sends this one into right field, but getting up underneath it is Campbell for out number one, and that's going to bring Michael Kasich to the plate.
First baseman number 10, Michael Kasich.
Kasich now looking to get things going with one out on the board. As he takes that one in there for strike one. Kasich walked in his last at-bat. This one misses for ball one, makes this a 1-1 count. Kasich swinging through that one for strike number two. As Kasich swings at that one, and it's going to get the out at first. Strikeout number 4 for Bond. And that's going to bring Jake Mahler to the plate, looking to get things going with 2 outs.
Designated hitter number 5, Jake Mahler.
So Cougars quickly operating with 2 outs. Mahler striking out in his last at-bat. He connects with this one, sends it deep into left field. That ball is tracking, and that ball is out of here for Jake Mahler. A huge first run of the day. That ball was skyrocketed to Division Street. Jake Mahler busting things open and puts the first run on the board. CUC strikes first. And that's going to hand things over to the other Mahler as Brandon Mahler now steps to the plate. As that ball is in there for strike one. Jake Mahler's 3rd home run of the season. As Brandon Mahler now quickly with an 0-2 count. Mahler connects, lifts this into center field, but Tevis underneath it and gets the out, but the Cougars do some damage and put 1 run on the board and break things open. So we're going to head to the top of the 4th, but CUC officially on top 1-0 here on the Cougar Sports Network.
fourth for
Back here on the Cougar Sports Network, top of the fourth, CUC leading 1-0 after a solo homer from Jake Mahler. Put the first run of the day on the board, but that's going to bring up second baseman JT Juicy, looking to get things going for the Eagles, but he takes that one for ball one. As this ball catches in there for strike one. Ranella coming off of a huge strikeout to end the top of the third inning, holding the Eagles runners where they were, not letting a run score. And he delivers that one outside for ball two. As a ball from the Eagles bullpen makes its way downfield. A rocket throw from Mahler right back to the bullpen. Keeps things moving for the Cougars here as Ranella gets set once again. Delivers this one outside and in the dirt for ball three. 3-1 count here for Juicy. That'll be a 5-ball walk here for Juicy, and that's going to bring left fielder Justin Noneman up to the plate.
the left fielder, number 11, Justin Noneman.
Ranella already 62 pitches on the day, 15 batters faced. 4 walks on the day with 3 strikeouts, looking to balance that out a little bit more as he delivers this one low for ball one. Had some good placement on it. Looks like it just fell low. Makes this a 1-0 count for Noneman. As he connects on this one, chopper over to third base. Crater is able to get the lead runner. Can't turn 2, but that's going to put a runner back on first and a out up on the board. And that's going to bring catcher Kevin Butler to the plate.
The catcher, number 5, Kevin Butler.
So 1 away here. Runner on first now. Butler walked in his last at bat. As he connects on that one, sends it foul. This ball misses upstairs for ball one. 1-1 count here. Noneman over at first. Noneman 2 for 3 on stolen bases this season. As this one misses inside, Mahler throws down to first, hoping to catch Noneman a little bit too far off, but making the diving attempt back, and he's safe. So a 2-1 count here for Butler. Mahler had some success so far this season with that throw back to first. As Ranella checks on Noneman once again. Quick arm from the Cougar catcher, able to catch some runners with a little bit too big of a jump, but that one delivered outside from Ranella makes this a 3-1 count for Butler. As Ranella delivers this one in there for strike 2. working his way back into this. Now a full count for Kevin Butler. Ranella delivers. This one swung on. A chopper up the first base line, bouncing off of Kasich. That's going to make its way to the outfield. Boswell getting a glove on it. And that's going to put runners on the corner bags. And head coach Colin Connor coming out to regroup once again. No movement in the bullpen from the Cougars at the moment, so going to continue to give Ranella some space to work himself out of this, but with one out and runners on the corner bags, Ranella needing to do some work to once again hold these runners. So that's going to bring up shortstop Frank Magnelli to the plate.
The batter is the shortstop, number 21, Frank Magnelli.
One away here in the top of the fourth. Runners on first and third. Ranella delivers this one inside for ball one. Ranella checking over at first. But the dive from Butler is good. This one swung through there from Magnelli. Missing for ball two. A 2-1 count here. This ball lifted into shallow right. Dorsch chasing it. Can't quite get there. Both Dorsch and Kasich actually making their way to try to grab that, but falling just before the Cougar bullpen. Makes this a 2-2 count here for Magnelli. This one misses outside for ball three. Ranella checking on Butler over at first. Butler diving back safely. This one in there for strike number 3. And that's going to put 2 outs on the board and bring the top of the lineup for the Eagles. Center fielder George Batevis looking to get things going here for the Eagles. This one catches for strike 1. Ranella finding his groove here. Eagles 0 for 3 today with 2 outs. They're 0 for 6 with runners in scoring position. As this one misses just outside for ball 1. This one swung on, popped high and foul, and going over the Cougars' dugout, out of play, making it a 1-2 count here for Batevis. Ranella once again trying to work himself out of a jam. Runners on the corner bases. 1-2 count, 2 outs. Ranella delivers. And that's going to hit Batevis and load the bases up. An unfortunate look there from Ranella, but that's going to put bases loaded and Brennan Fisher at the plate for the Eagles. A dangerous spot for CUC to be in. Fisher leading this Benedictine squad, and Coach Connor is going to point to the bullpen, so it does appear as though we are going to see a new arm making its way out for the Cougars. So while we get that situated, we're going to take a quick break here on the Cougar Sports Network. Back here on the Cougar Sports Network, a new arm on the mound for the Cougars in left-handed pitcher Bryce Jones. Jones, a senior from Ottawa, Illinois, looking to get the Cougars out of this jam as he delivers strike number 1. Eagles in a favorable position here. They've got bases loaded, 2 outs, but Brennan Fisher at the plate. Fisher leading the Eagles this season, .354 batting average, a .494 slugging percentage, as that one misses for ball 1. So a good spot for the Eagles to be in. CUC leading the game thus far, 1-0, off of a solo home run from Jake Mahler in the bottom of the 3rd, as Jones delivers this one in the dirt for ball 2. Fisher 0 for 1 at the plate today. He flew out to left field in his first at-bat, had a walk in his second. As I mentioned before the break, the Eagles not having much success at the plate with 2 outs or with runners in scoring position, as Fisher takes a look at that one for strike number 2. Eagles 0 for 6 with runners in scoring position and 0 for 3 with 2 outs. Jones 1 pitch away from preventing damage. This one, a slow roller over to second. Boswell able to glove it and get the out, and it's going to get the Cougars out of the inning with no damage done. A great way to close things out from Bryce Jones, getting things moving and preventing the Eagles from striking. Looking at some final numbers from Ryan Ranella after 3.2 innings pitched, the freshman threw total 80 pitches in 19 batters faced. He gave up 3 hits with 4 walks, 4 strikeouts, and 1 hit by pitch. So Ranella closing his time out today, but handing things over to Bryce Jones, who was able to get the much-needed out to prevent the Eagles from scoring. And that's going to bring the Cougar offense back to work as they're looking to get things going a little bit further here with Crater leading things off. So 3 left on base from the Eagles, still unable to score. CUC looking to capitalize on it. Tyler Crater leading things off for the Cougars here in the bottom of the 4th. Crater had a stand-up double in his first at-bat in the second inning. Was left stranded in the inning, though, unable to score, but found some success from the plate as he looks to get that going here once again. This ball bounces in the dirt. Crater checks his swing. Butler, unsure, asks for the field ump's opinion, and it's going to stay a ball as this one misses low and away for ball 2. Jack Bond, 54 total pitches on the day so far, as he delivers this one in there for strike 1. Bond, 4 strikeouts on the day with 2 walks. And he delivers strike number 2 right down the barrel for Crater. A 2-2 count here. And this one is going to say that Crater swung on that. Home plate umpire checked for it, but said that he did swing, so that's going to hand things over to Cam Buckley, looking to get things going. Cougars now operating with 1 out. Bond picking up his 5th strikeout of the day. Buckley leaves that one for ball 1. Buckley, a hard hit ball to center field in his first at bat, but with the wind blowing in, didn't get much to travel on it, as that one is in there for strike 1. This ball in the dirt and misses. A 2-1 count here. Wind picking up a little bit. Starting to shift to the left field direction as that ball misses for ball 3. Makes this a 3-1 count here for Buckley. Buckley hitting .379 on the season. 11 hits so far as he connects with this one, sends it high into right field, but getting up underneath it is Campbell, tracking it in and able to successfully glove it for out number 2, and that's going to put Yashawn Boswell at the plate for the Cougars, now operating with 2 outs.
The second baseman, number 18, Yashawn Boswell.
So Cougars quickly see 2 outs. So far today, Cougars 1 for 4 with 2 outs. A little bit better odds than the Eagles had in this situation, but with nobody on base, Boswell needed to start the rally for the Cougars. This one misses up and in for ball 2. This one misses outside for ball 3, and a 3-0 count here for Boswell. Bond delivers this one in there for strike 1. Bond delivers this one inside for ball 4. And hands things over to Richie Sperando. So Sperando looking to get things going with 2 outs once again. Now Boswell on first. As this one catches in there for strike 1. This one right down the barrel for strike 2. An 0-2 count here against Sperando. Bond looking to get out of this inning relatively quickly here. As Sperando swings through it for strike number 3. And Bond does and gets out of the inning with no damage done. So we're going to head to the top of the 5th. Cougars still lead 1-0 as Bryce Jones making his way back to the mound for the Cougars as we will take a short break here on the Cougar Sports Network. Back here on the Cougar Sports Network, top of the 5th. Bryce Jones still working the bump for the Cougars. Leading things off is Kyle Campbell. As the 1-0 count here. Jones delivers this one low for ball 2. Two-0 count here for Campbell, who connects on that one, sends it right into the Cougar dugout. But some quick hands prevents any damage done. I want to say it was head coach Colin Connor who barehanded caught that from the dugout. As that ball misses in the dirt for ball 3. Three-one count here for Campbell. Jones sets. He delivers for ball 4. Jones's first walk of the day. And that's going to bring up Nick Castrovillara.
Third baseman, number 8.
And
Nick
put one
Castrovillara.
runner on for the Eagles. Castrovillara 0 for 1 today. Had a walk in his first at bat. As that one misses for ball 1. This one connected, sent deep into center field. Getting back underneath it is Hickman. And Campbell already halfway to second when that ball was off the bat. So no tag on it, and it's going to hold a runner at first. And bring up the designated hitter, Mike Bedoric. Cougars now have one out on the board. Bedoric 0 for 2 today at the plate. Struck out in his last appearance as Jones checks on Campbell at first. This one in there for strike 1. This one catches in there for strike 2. A quick 0-2 count in favor of Jones here. Jones coming into today, a 1.04 ERA for the Cougars, 8 total appearances, 8.2 innings pitched, and 4 total strikeouts, 5 after his last one in the top of the 4th, but that one misses for ball number 1. Jones delivers this one. Misses for ball 2. Mahler able to keep it in front of him, but looked pretty good from our angle in the press box, but levels the count at 2 apiece. The throw down to second, not caught by Sperando. And that's going to give Campbell an extra base. The throw over to third does not get him either. So the late strike call on Bedoric, plus a stolen base from Campbell. It's going to give 2 outs here in the top of the 5th. As this ball is connected on foul territory. Kasich tracking it over to the Cougar bullpen, but unable to collect it. Oh, 1 count here for Juicy. As that ball catches in there for strike number 2. That one close, but misses for ball one. Cougar dugout wanted that for strike number 3.
Well, for the guy getting to third.
1-2 count here, 2 outs. Campbell at third. This one hit over to short. Sperando able to glove it with time. He makes the throw and gets the out and gets the Cougars out of the inning yet again with a runner in scoring position. The Eagles are not able to do anything about it, and we're going to head to the bottom of the 5th. Cougars still leading 1-0 here on the Cougar Sports Network.
Cougar Nation, I'm Brandon.
And I'm Jake. Thank you so much for tuning into today's broadcast. If you want to learn more about CUC baseball, head to cucougars.com.
We hope to see you at our next game.
Go Cougars.
Go.
Back here on the Cougar Sports Network, new arm on the mound for the Eagles. Top of the order for the Cougars, Eli Hickman at the plate. New arm for the Eagles in number 1, John Crevison, left-handed pitcher from Westchester, Illinois, as Hickman pops that one up. And Crevison able to glove it easily for out number 1.
Right fielder number 23, Tyler.
And Tyler Dorsch now at the plate for the Cougars, looking to get things going here. As this one in there for strike 1. As I mentioned, Crevison, a junior on this Eagles squad. This is his 4th appearance on the season as Dorsch takes that one for strike 2. Oh-2 count here for Dorsch. This one misses upstairs for ball 1. Looking at the final stat line for Jack Bond, 4 innings pitched, 3 hits allowed, 3 walks, 6 strikeouts, 1 run, 18 batters faced, and 71 total pitches. As Dorsch connects with this one but sends it foul along the third base line. But that ball had some height and distance to it. I think it still might have hit Division Street. Just foul. So keeping his at-bat alive here with the 1-2 count. This one misses low and away for ball 2. CUC still on top 1-0. Only run scored so far today from Jake Mahler's home run. Dorsch 0 for 2 as he connects with this one, sends it over to short, but successfully able to glove it and get the out was Magnelli, and that's going to hand things back over to CUC, operating now with 2 outs.
First baseman number 10, Michael Kasich.
So quickly 2 outs on the board. Cougars been operating this way the majority of the game. As Krevison delivers this one low and away for ball 1. Kasich 0 for 1 at the plate today. Had a walk in his first at-bat and struck out in his previous at-bat. This one connected once again, hit over to Magnelli, able to glove it and get the throw in time. So a quick 3 up, 3 down inning for the Eagles, and that's going to hand things over to the top of the 6th inning. Cougars still on top 1-0. And we're going to have a new arm on the mound for the Cougars in number 17. Connor Fitzgerald will get Bryce Jones' final stat lines when we come back on the Cougar Sports Network. Back here on the Cougar Sports Network, top of the 6th. New arm on the mound for the Cougars in number 17, Connor Fitzgerald. Fitzgerald, the senior right-handed pitcher out of Chicago, Illinois, replaces Bryce Jones. Jones' final stat line, 1.1 innings pitched, 1 walk, 1 strikeout, 5 batters faced, 21 total pitches. And that's going to bring up Justin Noneman for the Eagles. That ball's popped up. Getting underneath it is Sperando, losing it for a second, and unable to make the catch is Richie Sperando. Bright skies here in River Forest. And losing it in the sun, you could see Sperando trying to cover his eyes with his glove to keep track of it, and ultimately just couldn't quite get there.
Catcher number 5, Kevin Butler.
So that's going to bring things up for Kevin Butler. Fitzgerald sends this one in for strike 1. Fitzgerald checking on Noneman at first. Fitzgerald this season, 9 appearances, a .277 ERA, 13 innings pitched, 10 strikeouts, and 6 walks on the year. As Butler lays down the bunt, Fitzgerald able to get it and get the throw over, but that is going to move Nonaman and put out number 1 on the board. And bring up shortstop for the Eagles,
Shortstop
Frank Magnelli.
Frank Magnelli.
1 out here. As Magnelli swings on that one, coming over and getting it is Crater. It's going to hold the runner at second and get the out. A fantastic grab from Crater, calling off Sperando with a better angle and able to hold Nonaman while doing so. And that's going to put 2 outs on the board for the top of the order for the Eagles. George Batevis now at the plate.
Center fielder number 7, George Batevis.
Batevis popping this one back over the press box. Batevis, a fan of swinging at the first pitch in his first at-bat of the day. The first pitch of the day, he picked up a big-time hit as he connects with this one, sends it high into the foul territory along third base. Crater tracking it and is able to glove it right along the Eagles' dugout for out number 3 and gets the Cougars out of the inning. Tyler Crater, the hero of the inning, getting things going and preventing any more movement from the base runners. And that's going to send things to the bottom of the 6th. The Cougars still on top 1-0. Jake Mahler set to lead things off in this inning, but we're going to take a quick one here on the Cougar Sports Network.
Cougar Nation, want to catch up on all the CUC baseball action you missed this year?
Stick around on our YouTube channel and click the baseball playlist to see all of our highlights, interviews, and previous games.
Thank you all for the support. Love you, Mom.
Back here on the Cougar Sports Network, Jake Mahler leading things off as he takes that one low for ball 1. Mahler responsible for the only run scored today. Had a solo home run over the left field fence in his last at-bat. As that ball misses for ball 2. Crevison still working on the mound for the Eagles. Had an effective inning for the Eagles in their last inning as he catches Mahler swinging through that one. Mahler leaves that one for a close. Ball 3 makes this a 3-1 count. As that one in there for strike two. Mahler already making the walk to first. Thought that one missed for ball four, but instead fills this count at 3-2. The delivery from Krevison. Connected on. It's a chopper over to third. Able to glove it is Castrovillari, but gets the throw over. Mahler thought that he was safe at third, but just missing. So that's going to bring up Brandon Mahler to the plate. Now operating with one out. Mahler lets this one go by for ball one. That ball misses for ball two. Mahler fouls this one back for strike one. A 2-1 count here. Krevison already with 15 pitches. This one misses well away and upstairs for the 3-1 count. This one catches for strike two. Similar to his brother, Brandon Mahler was already in motion thinking that was ball four, but called a strike two. Mahler 0 for 2 at the plate today, looking for his first hit. He lets that one go low for ball four. And that's going to bring Tyler Crater up to the plate for the Cougars. Brandon Mahler's first time on the bases today. And Tyler Crater, one of the guys that you want hitting behind you with a runner on. Crater responsible for a double in his first at-bat of the day. This ball in the dirt is going to leave space for Mahler to take second. Mahler rounded, thought about taking third, but the way that ball bounced, rolled towards third base, gave the Eagles some good coverage. As it appears as though something fell off of Butler from behind the plate. Looks as though his pitch comm might have broken in some way. Potentially the wristband on it as he swaps it out with his pitching coach. So the 1-0 count here for Crater. Mahler over on second. Krevison delivers. Crater swings through that one for strike one. Krevison delivers this one. Fouled off towards the Benedictine dugout, bouncing off of the wall. Members of the Eagles dugout ducking to avoid that. A hard chopper towards their dugout. Meanwhile, Cougars caught a ball that was sent into their dugout. CUC stays hot and ready in the dugout at all times. As Crater now sitting with the 1-2 count. This one misses inside. They're going to say that clipped Crater actually. So that's going to put runners on first and second for Cam Buckley now. And we're going to see a mound visit here for the Eagles. So Cam Buckley set 1-2 hit here for the Cougars in just a minute after this mound visit. Nobody working in the Eagles bullpen, so most likely sticking here with Crevison for a little while longer, just readjusting and trying to get something in motion, resettle things a touch. But that's going to give Cam Buckley some space here to work.
Fielder number 15, Cam Buckley.
This one catches in there for strike one. Buckley 0 for 2 at the plate today. Some hard hit balls to the outfield, but with the wind blowing in, just couldn't get them to travel much as that one misses inside for ball one. A 1-1 pitch here from Crevison. Misses outside for ball two. Two 1 pitch here. Outside for ball three. Three-one count here for Buckley. Runners on first and second. Crevison looking to get out of this. He delivers this one upstairs for ball four. And that's going to load the bases up for Yashawn Boswell. One out here in the bottom of the sixth. Boswell at the plate with bases loaded. A lot of potential here for the Cougars. Boswell 0 for 1 at the plate today. Had a walk in his last at-bat. He swings through that one for strike one. This one low and inside for ball one. 1-1 count here for Boswell. Boswell on the season hitting .324, 23 total hits, 11 RBIs. He sends this one foul, tracking it along the first base line, but heading into the right near the bleachers, actually, just missing. Makes this a 1-2 count here in favor of Crevison. The 1-2 pitch. Connected on scent. High into fair territory. Fisher calling him off, dropping the ball, but the infield fly will apply, so the out nonetheless. And that's going to bring up Richie Sperando for the Cougars.
Shortstop number 8, Richie Sperando.
And on that, we're going to see a pinch hitter coming in. Number 72, Connor Jerkitis coming into hits. Connor Jerkitis making his first appearance of the day.
For the shortstop Sperando, number 72, Connor Jerkitis.
Jerkitis for the Cougars this season. hitting 167, only 1 hit in 6 at-bats, only 3 appearances on the season so far. He takes strike 1. Jerkaitis sends this one a hot rocket once again towards the Benue dugout. Quickly now with an 0-2 count, 2 outs. The delivery inside for ball 1. This one misses low and away for ball 2. Twos across the board, 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Bases loaded for the Cougars. Crevison delivers this one in the dirt for ball 3. Full count here for Jerkaitis. Crevison looking to get out of this. Jerkaitis looking to capitalize on it. The pitch. Swung on, fouled off by Jerkaitis. Some noise picking up from both dugouts as Cougars could bust things open here. Eagles looking to hold CUC where they are. This ball in there for strike 3. Jerkaitis thought that it was inside, ready for ball 4. Instead, that's going to miss and get the Eagles out of a dangerous spot. 3 left on base. A tough fall for the Cougars, having a lot of room to capitalize, but nonetheless, CUC still sits on top 1-0 as we head to the top of the 7th here on the Cougar Sports Network.
Fans, I'm Connor Mann.
And I'm Connor Jerkaitis.
Interested in learning more about our beautiful university?
Head over to cuchicago.edu for all the information you need about this lovely school.
Thank you so much for tuning in to today's game.
And as always,
Roll
Cougs!
Hi,
Love you, Mom!
Back here on the Cougar Sports Network, CUC still on top 1-0 as we are in the top of the 7th. Leading things off for the Eagles, Brennan Fisher. Still dishing on the mound for the Cougars is Connor Fitzgerald, who delivers ball 1. But freshly into the game for CUC, Xavier Zagerman over at shortstop now for CUC. Zagerman, a sophomore out of Chandler, Arizona. We've seen him spend a good amount of time over at short for the Cougars. Sperando making his first appearances of the season in the last 5 games, but Zagerman back at the 6th spot for the Cougars. as Fitzgerald misses 3 in a row, makes this a 3-0 count for Fisher. This one misses well away for ball 4, so a 4-ball walk for Fisher. And that's going to hand things over to right fielder Kyle Campbell.
The right fielder, number 15, Kyle Campbell.
Eagles putting a runner on base early in the inning. Promising for this team, already trailing 1-0. This ball in the dirt. Mahler able to keep it in front of him. Some movement in the Cougar bullpen as outside infielders coming to have a quick chat with Fitzgerald, assess some things and see where he's at and how he's feeling. And making their way back off the mound, Fitzgerald gets set once again. The 1-0 count here. Looking to catch Fisher over at first. Fisher safely back. This ball connected on, lifted into left field. Coming in on it is Buckley, able to make the grab for out number 1. Holding Fisher at first. And that's going to bring up Nick Castrovillari.
Third baseman, number 8, Nick Castrovillari.
Castrovillari 0 for 2 at the plate today. Had a walk in his first at-bat and hasn't been able to find success at the plate since, as he takes that one in there for strike 1. A swing through on that one makes this an 0-2 count in favor of Fitzgerald. The delivery connected on, sent high into the infield. Getting up underneath it in foul territory is Michael Kasich for out number 2. Once again, holding Fisher at first. And that's going to bring up the designated hitter, number 12, Mike Budorick.
Number 12, Mike Budorick.
So quickly 2 outs here. As Fitzgerald gets set, he delivers this one. Misses outside for ball 1. This one, once again, missing just outside. A similar spot for Fitzgerald. Pitching coach Matt Smith unhappy with that call. This one, once again, missing outside. Makes this a 3-0 count in favor of Budorick. As that one finally catches in there for strike 1. Three-one count here as Fitzgerald delivers this one outside for ball 4. So with 2 outs, that's going to put runners on first and second and bring up Tommy Juicy.
Second baseman, number 2, Tommy Juicy.
Juicy 0 for 2 at the plate today as he takes that one for ball 1. This one catches for strike 1. One count, 2 outs here. This one connected on. Crater able to glove it. Looks to go to second instead. Gets the throw to first in time. Kasich getting the force and the tag for good measure. And that's going to get the Cougars out of the inning with no damage done. And CUC's heading to the bottom of the 7th. Still on top 1-0 here on the Cougar Sports Network.
Cougar fans, I'm Jeff.
I'm Ben.
We hope you're enjoying today's CUC baseball broadcast.
If you're interested in donating to our athletic communications department to help improve this live stream, click the thank button below.
We appreciate your support and hope to see you at the field soon.
Hi, Dorsh's mom.
Back here on the Cougar Sports Network, bottom of the 7th, but the top of the order for the Cougars in number 19, Eli Hickman. Crevison still working on the mound for the Eagles as that one misses low for ball 1. Crevison sends this one in there for strike 1. Hickman 1 for 3 today at the plate. Had a single in his first at-bat and has struggled to get going since. Had a strikeout and then attempted a bunt in his last at-bat that took an unfortunate pop-up there and went right back to the pitcher. So the 2-1 count here for the senior center fielder looking to get things going. He swings through that one for strike number 2. The delivery here, inside for ball 3. This one misses for ball 4, and that's going to hand things over to Tyler Dorsch. Hickman now on base for the first time since the first inning. Tyler Dorsch now at the plate.
23, Tyler Dorsch.
Dorsch 0 for 3 today, chasing his first hit. Crevison checking on Hickman over at first. Throw going a little bit off the bag, but Fisher able to grab it and hold Hickman where he is. 1-0 count. Catches in there for strike one. This one connected on hit over to short. Able to get the lead runner, but can't turn the double play. So Magnelli able to get it to Juicy for the lead runner out, but that's going to get Dorsch on base at first and bring Michael Kasich up to the plate.
Number 10, Michael Kasich.
So 1 away here in the bottom of the seventh. Dorsch now on base as Kasich connects with this one, sends it foul along the right field line. Kasich 0 for 2 today. A walk in his first at-bat. Krevison delivers this one. Kasich sends it straight up the middle. Coming in on it is Batevis, who's able to grab it for out number 2. And that's going to bring Jake Mahler up to the plate. Once again, now operating with 2 outs, looking to find some momentum with 1 on base. Mahler responsible for the lone run of the day. Krevison checks on Dorsch at first. Cougars 1 for 7 with 2 outs here, as that one misses for ball 1. Cougars also 0 for 11 with runners on base. Really struggling to get things going as that ball misses in the dirt for ball 2. Last hit the Cougars had was Mahler's solo homer. That was back in the bottom of the 3rd inning. As Krevison delivers this one, catches in there for strike 1. This ball misses outside. They go for the throw back at first, but Dorsch diving back to the base in time. Butler's throw a little bit high and away, but once again saved by Fisher. And that's going to bring a 3-1 count here for Mahler. This one catches in there for strike 2. Once again, Mahler was ready for ball 4, takes strike 2 instead. Full count here, 2 outs, runner on first. Krevison delivers well outside for ball 4, and that's going to bring Brandon Mahler to the plate for the Cougars. CUC now with runners on first and second. 2 outs. Krevison delivers this one. In there for strike 1. Cougars having a hard time hitting on that inside corner. Krevison enjoying the pitches there. As he delivers this one, Mahler connects with it, drops it into shallow center field. Dorsch is rounding third. He's coming home with the not sliding attempt. He's standing up for it. A close call as that rocket of a throw came in, but a Base hit for Brandon Mahler. Gets things moving, and the Cougars put another run on the board, and that's going to put Tyler Crater at the plate. CUC scoring. And we're going to see a pinch runner at second. Jeff Beckert coming in to run for Jake Mahler. Coach Colin Connor looking for some speed on the bases, throwing Beckert in there.
Number 4, Jeff Beckert.
Breaking things open here in the bottom of the 7th. Crater connects with that one, sends it foul.
The third baseman, number 52, Tyler Crater.
CUC still operating with 2 outs here. This one in there for strike number 2. 0-2 count here against Crater. Krebison trying to get out of the inning. Krebison delivers. Crater connects on that one. He sends it into space, into right center. Getting over it, but that ball's going to drop into right center. Beckert's going to score. Crater's going for 2, and he's going to safely be in at 2. That's going to be a sliding double for Tyler Crater. That's going to move things around and put another run up on the board for the Cougars, and that's going to put Cam Buckley at the plate for CUC. Cougars are rolling with 2 outs in the bottom of the 7th. Krebison trying to get the Eagles out of this jam. Buckley swings to the first pitch he sees. That's popped up into the infield, and able to glove it is Castro Villari. And finally, the Eagles are out of the inning, but the Cougars do some damage and put 2 runs on the board. We're going to see a new arm coming in for the Cougars as we head to the top of the 8th here on the Cougar Sports Network. Back here on the Cougar Sports Network, a new arm on the mound for the Cougars in number 30, Jack Linko. Linko pitching a .225 ERA so far on the season, 4 appearances, 1 win on the season, 8 total innings pitched, 9 strikeouts. As he picks up strike number 1 there. Rounding out his time on the mound was Connor Fitzgerald. As they check, and they're going to say he did not swing. Nonaman checking his swing there for a good reason. A close call, but field ump saying so. So Connor Fitzgerald ending his time on the mound for the Cougars with 2 innings pitched, 1 hit, 2 walks, 9 batters faced, and 25 total pitches. Handing things over to Jack Linko as Nonaman pops this one up into shallow territory. And Zagerman calling everybody off for it, and he's successfully able to get the out. And that will put Butler at the plate for the Eagles with 1 away.
The catcher, number 5, Kevin Butler.
Linko delivers this one, fouled off from Butler. CUC leading 3-0 here in the top of the 8th after a successful bottom half of the inning from CUC, putting up 2 runs. Eagles looking to combat that here. Butler 1 for 1 at the plate today. Linko delivers this one in there for strike 2. 0-2 count here for Butler. Linko gets set. He delivers. Swung on and carried into right field. Dorsch able to get under it and collect the out. And puts 2 away quickly in the top of the 8th. And that's going to bring up shortstop number 21, Frank Magnelli, who's now looking to get things going with 2 outs. Not impossible, as the Cougars did so in their half of the inning. CUC scoring both runs in the bottom of the 7th with 2 outs. So Eagles looking to have a little faith here as well, as that ball is swung on. Linko jumping for it, can't get it. It's going to go right under Boswell's glove. And that's going to put 1 on. And the top of the order for the Eagles. So runner now on first.
Fielder, number 7, George Batevas.
This ball misses for ball 1. Batevas lifts this one into deep center field. Hickman getting back at the wall underneath it and getting out of the inning. No damage done. And Cougars heading to the bottom of the 8th with momentum on their side. Don't go anywhere here on the Cougar Sports Network.
Cougar Nation, I'm Brandon.
And I'm Jake. Thank you so much for tuning into today's broadcast. If you want to learn more about CUC baseball, head to CUCougars.com.
We hope to see you at our next game.
Go Cougars.
Go.
Back here on the Cougar Sports Network, bottom of the 8th, CUC leading Benue 3-0. New arm on the mound for the Eagles in Anthony Sexton. Closing out Crevison's time on the mound. A look at his final stat line. 3 innings pitched, 2 hits, 2 runs, 4 walks. 16 batters faced for a total of 64 pitches. As Boswell looks at a 1-1 count. Boswell fouling this one off, making it a 1-2 count. Sexton delivers this one. Low and away for ball 2. Look at Anthony Sexton. A 3.86 ERA on the season. This is his 4th appearance. 4.2 innings pitched. As Boswell takes ball 3, makes this a full count. Sexton, 2 strikeouts and 4 walks on the season so far. As Boswell keeps himself alive, fouling that one off. Three-two count here. Sexton delivers. Upstairs for ball 4. And that's going to put Xavier Zagerman at the plate for the first time today. Zagerman entering the game in the last inning. Coming into play at shortstop. So now making his first appearance at the plate today. Zagerman hitting a .217 on the season, 13 hits, 15 RBIs, .350 slugging percentage. Shows bump, but pulls back, takes that one for ball 1. Sexton delivers this one. Zagerman sends a chopper up towards third base, coming in to grab it, and getting the throw in time was Castro Villari, but it's going to move Boswell over and send things to the top of the order in Eli Hickman.
Center fielder, number 19, Eli Hickman.
So Cougars 1 away here in the bottom of the 8th. Boswell now on second for Hickman. As Sexton delivers this one in there for strike 1. Hickman 1 for 3 today, had a walk in his last at bat. Only hit coming in his first appearance to start today's game as he takes that one low for ball 1. Hickman connects on this one, sends it into shallow right field. Coming in, actually backtracking for it was Juicy, falling backwards and collecting the out. And that's going to bring Tyler Dorsch to the plate with 2 outs. Boswell holding at second.
Right fielder, number 23, Tyler Dorsch.
Dorsch now at the plate, looking to jumpstart things with 2 outs once again. Cougars found success in the last inning, operating with 2 outs, put up 2 runs with 2 outs. So far today, CUC 3 for 10 with 2 outs, 2 for 11 with runners in scoring position. As Sexton delivers this one In there for strike two. Dorsch backing away, thought that it was inside, instead called for a strike, and the 0-2 count here in favor of Sexton. Oh, 2 count delivered. Dorsch connects on it, sends it into space, into right field. Falling just foul. Keeping himself alive. Ball had some great distance, just blew to the right a touch too far. Oh, 2 count here for Dorsch. Sexton delivers. Swung on over to third. Holding Boswell at second, but doesn't matter. The throw is in time from Castro Villari over to Fisher for out number 3. So the Eagles get out of the inning holding the Cougars scoreless, but we're going to head to the top of the 9th. CUC still on top, only 3 outs until they can secure this win. We'll be right back on the Cougar Sports Network. Back here on the Cougar Sports Network, top of the 9th action. CUC just 3 outs away from taking the Game 1 victory, but have to handle business first with Jack Linko still on the mound for the Cougars. Brennan Fisher at the plate for the Eagles looking to get things going. Fisher 0 for 2 today. He's got 2 walks on the day. He takes that one for strike number 1. Oh, 1 count here. Linko delivers this one. Misses for ball 1. Linko looking at 12 pitches so far on the day. This one connected, popped high. Coming in to track it is Crater going foul. Having some trouble finding it. It's going to stay fair. Crater having some trouble finding that ball. CUC infielders not having success. Though the sun's not directly shining, it is a bright day, so losing that ball in the air is very probable, as we've seen it happen twice on the left side of the field for the Cougars. And that's going to bring Campbell up to the plate. As that's in there for strike 1. This ball missing for ball 1. This one connected on, sent into foul territory. Crater tracking it down, making the diving attempt. Can't quite get there. Great effort from the senior third baseman. A little bit slow to get up, but seems to be all right. A great diving attempt, almost got there. Nonetheless, a 1-2 count here against Campbell. Linko delivers this one. Swung on for strike number 3. Jack Linko catches him swinging for out number 1. That's going to bring Nick Castrovillari up to the plate. Operating with 1 out, 1 runner on. Castrovillari 0 for 3 today. 1 walk. As this one misses outside for ball 1. Colin Connor coming out to have a quick chat with Linko. Quite literally sprinting out there. Linko, a quick reset. One 0 count here. This one swung on and lifted. Coming in to track it is Buckley. Buckley calling off Zagerman. Successfully getting there for out number 2. Fisher holding at first, and that's going to put 2 outs on the board. And that's going to bring up the designated hitter for the Eagles. Mike Budorick looking to get something going with 2 outs. Need a hit or a walk to stay alive here. Linko trying to end things. Budorick already 2 strikeouts on the day. He takes that one in there for strike 1. Linko delivers this one outside for ball 1. One count here, 2 outs. Fisher at first. That ball fouled off from Budorick for strike number 2. Linko gets set. He delivers. This ball swung on. Linko grabs it himself. A slow roller. Gets the flip at first for the out. And the Cougars are going to take the Game 1 win. Jack Linko gets things going for the Cougars and secures the out. Secures the Game 1 win for this NAC doubleheader. CUC shutting out Benedictine 3-0. Bryce Jones picking up the win. Linko picking up a save on the day. Getting things moving. Like I said, game 1 of 2 here in River Forest today. The conclusion of this game, we're looking at about a half hour till game 2 begins. These two teams, a lot of history, and the Cougars successfully pick up their first win over Benedictine since April 29th of 2023. So a big-time victory for the Cougars to take Game 1 here today at the Thunderdome. As we get ready to sign off here from Game 1, we want to remind everybody to come on over to Game 2 on the Cougar Sports Network, scheduled to start in about a half hour. I'll be on the call with you, joined by Eric Perry as we get set here from River Forest. Everybody that's made today's production possible. We have the legendary Hall of Famer Jim Egan on PA within the stadium. Eric Perry running scoreboard for us today. Our duo of producers happens to be our duo of athletic communications staff in graduate assistant Sydney Lloyd and full-time assistant Corey Welch. Operating the camera today for us was Samantha Ferdinand, and I'm Kayla McLeod joining you on the Cougar Sports Network. Come on over for Game 2 in about 30 minutes. Don't go anywhere. You're not going to want to miss Game 2 action. CUC taking Game 1 3-0. We'll see you for Game 2 on the Cougar Sports Network.
Thank you so much for tuning in to today's Concordia University Chicago Cougars Athletics broadcast. We hope to see you on campus very soon. If you would like to learn more about what Concordia Chicago has to offer, go to cuchicago.edu.